So, hello everyone. I'm Arto, I'm from Audiodraft. I'm having a keynote about, basically first I'm going to talk about what Audiodraft is and basically our cases and stuff like that. And then a little bit about how we actually went to Silicon Valley from basically day one to where we are now. So, my name is Arto Tolonen. I'm the CTO and co-founder of Audiodraft, so I'm basically the tech guy from our team. Up until a couple months ago, I've been also developing around 90% of the whole product or service. So I'm coming from that side. And I have to be close to this. And so Audiodraft, if you don't know what we're doing, we basically help companies to outsource audio production. So any kind of company who need music can come to our service and get custom-made composed music for their needs. And how it basically works is that we have a website where companies can come in and place orders of composed music. And we have a community of sound designers and musicians who can then compose the music for that brief. And if you are familiar with 99 Designs, that's basically the same what we're doing for audio. So the process works in a way that the company comes in and creates a contest on our platform. They describe what they're looking for, what kind of music, and how much they're willing to pay for the production. Then our sound designer community composes the music for them, matching the brief that they have given. And they will upload the songs to our platform. So basically the contest holder can all the time listen to the entries and give feedback and kind of like iterate so that the contest is going to the direction they want it to go. And after the contest is over, the contest holder can select the best song that's on the platform as the winner of the contest and will get the worldwide license to use the production. And the producer who made it will get the monetary prize that was set in the beginning. So basically our platform is the link between companies that need music and people who can make music. And it's totally open, so if there's anyone here who can compose music, feel free to participate. There's money to be made. Here's an actual example that we did. This is what it looks like right now. So basically this is a case that we did a while back. It was last summer. Nelonen Media was looking for an audio identity for their company. So they gave a brief that the song should be a couple minutes long and it should have around 10 seconds in the beginning, which is basically the audio logo, and then it goes into this longer song that they can use with their videos. And I can show you an example of the actual song in use. So this is their video. I don't know if actually I have the rights to play this, but I will do it anyway. So this is how it works for them. Oh, I need the music plug. That was.
Hear it better that way.
There we go.
Olihan se sukalasta.
Yeah, so there's an example. So Nelonen briefed the thing that they need an audio logo that goes into a song and they can use it and so forth, and here it is in use. So they actually really got what they needed. Another case example that we have done so far is the Nokia Tune remake. This was actually in the Facebook group as well, or the event was mentioned, and it should be because this is like the biggest case we have done so far. So we actually talked with Nokia quite a long time about doing something. Their sound design team was really interested about our platform and how it could be used. And we tried to figure out ways to make some kind of competition for them. And we were talking about like a sound for Migo phones or something like that. And then all in a sudden they called us and asked like, hey, we want to make the new Nokia tune. We're like, okay. It's estimated that it's played, what, 1 billion times per day or something like that. So of course we're up for the task. And so we created a contest with prize money was $10,000. So that kind of like already made it really interesting for a lot of people. When you're coming from India or places like that, $10,000 is like a lot of money. So within the 4 weeks that the contest was running, they actually received 6,200 suggestions what the next Nokia tune should be like. And the most interesting fact is that their 4-person sound design team actually listened to each and every one of those tracks and gave feedback on them. So that's really, and they were looking for getting a sick leave after that, but they didn't. But anyhow, the contest ran for 4 weeks, and then it took a couple of weeks to announce the winners of the contest and so forth. But within that time, we got like 1.5 million visitors on the site and 13 million plays for the actual songs. So that means that average visitor actually listened to like 10 ringtones when they came to the site. So it was really a huge hit for us and for Nokia as well. And the winner was selected by a jury of audio branding professionals. And after it was announced, it got a lot of feedback, both the positive and the negative, because they were looking for, as it says here, should be fresh, expressive, original, and creative. And the winner is dubstep, so it definitely is fresh and creative, but not a lot of people understand it. So I will play it. So you can imagine why people were kind of talking about, is this going to be the default Nokia tune? And of course it wasn't going to be the default, it's just shipped in the devices, so you can select it if you wish. But they still have the boring, not boring, but really like neutral Nokia tune, which is the default one. But this guy who made the song is from Italy. He is a sound design student, I don't know, 20 years old or something. And overnight he actually won like $10,000, and his song will be shipped in over 100 million Nokia devices this year. So if you think about it, it's basically bigger physical distribution than Lady Gaga and Justin Bieber put together. So that's really good for a student. So these are like the cases we've done currently or recently, and there's many more to be announced soon. Let's see when they're coming. But now I'm going more, I only have the titles up here, so I don't have any bullet points. But I'm gonna jump back to the beginning of Audiodraft. So basically the whole concept of Audiodraft started in school. So we were in TKK, all of the founders are from TKK, and currently known as Aalto University. So we had this course which was about creating concepts, about a service or product you would like to use within 5 years. 5 years, because if you think about what you want to use now, you're thinking two tiny thoughts, and if you're thinking about 20 years, you're thinking about flying cars and stuff like that. So we had to create concepts that could be used within 5 years. And I actually came up with this idea about music collaboration platform, basically, an online place if you want to make, if you're a bedroom musician and you're making a song and you want saxophone in it and you don't know anyone who plays a saxophone, you could go into this service and find somebody who will share, like, make the make the track with you and stuff like that. So it's basically a social network, I guess, now. And then we had a following course where we had to build prototypes of these concepts. And we actually gathered a team of 4 people to build this idea about music collaboration platform. It took us a while because the course didn't have a deadline. So of course it took us a while to build a prototype. We had the most technical part of the whole service, like the actual tool that you use to share the audio files and discuss and everything like that, done. And we went to, with the report we had, and we went to the professor and handed over, like, here it is. And he only looked at the hour usage and said that, okay, you have some hours left, this is clearly not done. You have to go back and work on it some more, and you don't have the site around it, and it's not looking good and stuff like that. We were, of course, because we were really excited about the product, we were kind of pissed when we left. So we actually called Tuli program, which is a Tekes program with Tekes and the universities to fund these projects that coming out of the universities. And we actually had a meeting with them the next day and got funded on the spot. They looked at the prototype and they were like, hey, there's something there, we're gonna fund you and let's go forward with this. Then the following day, we went to hand over the same report and the same product, and finally it was good enough for some reason. So basically the idea is that we had something that wasn't even good enough for a course, but still we got funded. So if you are like starting something, don't be afraid to show what you have and talk about it with other people, because a lot of people can actually see the future thing that you're building, not just what you have now. But from there, basically the first touch for us to Silicon Valley, which was kind of like the title for my presentation, came through Tuli program. We were part of Aalto Entrepreneurs Society in Helsinki, and they were organizing a trip, their first trip with the students and startups to Silicon Valley. And the people from Tuli program called us that this trip is happening, so we will pay for your expenses, go there and see what's going on. So basically why we went, in the first case, why we went to Silicon Valley wasn't because we thought all of our customers are there or we need to go to talk to some investors there. It was because somebody paid for our trip. So we went there and we decided that, okay, there's like a huge program laid out by the Aalto ES, like a lot of stuff happening, but we still have our own business, so we wanted to try to create something ourselves as well. We tried to find meetings or something that's just relevant for us and go meet relevant people for us. So we did what every startup should have done at that point. We called Peter Westerbacka, who is now the mighty eagle of Angry Birds. Now he knows like 100 times more people than he knew back then, but back then he knew 100 times more people than regular people. So he set up one meeting for us. I think we were there like 1.5 weeks, and through this one meeting we actually ended up spending about half of the time doing our own stuff instead of the program that was laid out in the beginning. So basically, we happened to talk to the guy in Silicon Valley if you're doing music tech related stuff. So we just talked with him outside. It was really cold. We were in this outside booth having like a Coca-Cola and freezing with our t-shirts, and he was just like really excited about us and decided that we need to go to this event, which is invitation only, and there's like Grammy Award winners and vice presidents of big like major labels and stuff like that, and it really like happened really naturally for us just by going talk to one relevant person. So basically, what if I try to bring some points for you guys as well. If you want to go to Silicon Valley or any other place, what you should think of is that you need to know what you want to accomplish there. If you're just going there to hang around, you're not getting stuff done. But if you want to meet investors, make sure that you get contacts to actually meet investors and so forth. We just wanted to kind of like talk what's going on in the music tech scene, and that's what we actually accomplished really well. And at this point, we are in a stage we've been within the last year and a half, we've been flying back and forth between Helsinki and San Francisco all the time. And now we realize that we have huge network of people there that are relevant for us. Like we have business partners, we have customers, we have investors, we have drinking buddies, like a lot of interesting people there. And we decided that we will need actually more presence on the spot. So a couple months ago, we actually set up our office in San Francisco. Our CEO, Teemu, is now based there. He's living there and handling our operations in the US. And basically, why San Francisco, or Silicon Valley, however you defined it, is the reason that we've been there so many times and we have such a good network of people there. There's so much business to be made, and we already like know everyone we need to know. Not everyone, but we know enough people that we can actually do business over there. And that's like the coolest thing about Silicon Valley. I don't know how many of you have been there, but if you go there and see what's going on, that's the best part, is that you can actually go talk to people. If you need to talk to Mark Zuckerberg from Facebook, you're probably able to do it if you have something relevant to say to him. Like everyone you meet are kind of afraid of missing the next Facebook, because there's like a lot of startups over there, so they want to help you as much as they can because they don't want to be called as the guy who didn't help Mark Zuckerberg when he was starting his thing. So a lot of people, you will get like so many contacts just by talking to one person, and he will know like who you need to meet and so forth. And that's what we've accomplished already, and because of that we set up our office there so we can actually handle business like on a constant basis at that at the place. So basically, my go-to sentence for you is that you should definitely, if you want to have a startup, or you have a startup, or you're planning to form a startup, you should definitely go see Silicon Valley at some point. Even if there's no customers for you over there or whatever, it's just like a motivational trip to see how hard people are working there, like how much enthusiasm is like in all the people that are there and so forth. You get like a lot of motivation, ideas, network, experience, knowledge. It's just a place to be. But I guess I was way faster than I thought.
No problem.
Yeah, but that's basically what I had planned, and I would love to have some questions. Chris at least said that you will have a tough question for me. No. Others go first. Any questions?
So what are your future plans? Are you going to grow very big, or are you planning to go further?
Well, of course we're growing very big. Yeah, there's a lot of, we are now working with advertisement agencies, production companies, and game studios. So there's already a large field of customers and stuff that we're working with, but our end game is actually way bigger. So we have plans to grow as big as we can. Go ahead.
What's your biggest challenge at the moment?
Challenge at the moment. I would say, what would I say?
It's all so easy.
That's,
It is all so easy.
yeah, it is. When you're building a startup, it's it's like a roller coaster ride with one direction, just going up. Well, I don't know. We have a lot of smaller problems, like nothing really major at the point, I guess. Go ahead.
What about employing people? I'm sorry to sound like a politician, but today I was interviewed on the radio about this. How much startups actually employing in Finland? What's your plan? Do you intend to play a lot of people here, or mostly in Silicon
Yeah, we have all of our technology here, like tech team is here, and we're currently really small. We only have 4 guys. One is in US and 3 here. So we're
Good start.
yeah. So basically, our plan, within the next year or so, our plan is to hire sales force from the US, from West Coast and East Coast, and then maybe strengthen our technology team here a little bit. But currently we don't have like a huge need for expanding really big as calculating employees. Like Instagram, who has like 400 million users, they have 4 people. They have had 4 people from the start until today. So that's what we are planning, trying to keep the team as lean as possible and still make big things happen. Now there was actually a question from the beginning.
Nice crowdsourcing platform. Who keeps the copyright of the non-winning tracks? It's the company, the student, or Audiodraft?
Of course, the music producer keeps all the rights until it's licensed, and our licenses are built in the way that even though the company buys exclusive rights that is like perpetual, they still keep, the producer keeps like the production rights on the music. And we actually have another product that's not launched yet, which is basically built on the fact that there's a lot of good music on the platform that is not being licensed. So we are building this store, we're bringing like the best tracks from there, and companies come in and buy like music quickly and get new opportunities for the sound designers. That's our plan. Go ahead.
Do you have any valuable IP?
Well, we haven't patented anything, if that's your question, but we have, of course, all of our technology is built up by ourselves.
So the road is free for copycats.
Well, basically everything is free for copycats. That's aimed at, I've looked in a little bit into the patents on the website, but they're not that strong anyway. Like Amazon has a patent for shopping basket online. Nobody's paying for it. So yeah, we haven't patented anything, and ideas are always free. Of course, people can copy us if they wish.
Good question. Yeah, what is your vision of your money flow for the next couple of years?
Big, of course. Yeah, we're, well, what can I say about that? Like,
Your vision.
vision
Yeah, your
is to
vision.
grow like really big, of course. Yeah, we have our plans figured out. I'm not gonna state any numbers here, but yeah, we have our plans figured out. They're realistic about how we can actually reach customers, because it's not coming from thin air.
Yeah, how are you marketing yourself?
Through a couple ways. One is those custom contests, for example, the Nokia contest. Nokia launched like 3 press releases about it. We got covered in around 500-600 magazines worldwide. So that's one way of us doing our marketing, letting our customers pay us and do the marketing. And then, of course, stuff like online and being everywhere we need to be, like in the exhibitions and stuff like that.
All right. How about
Okay.
investors? Do you prefer finance from Finland or from San Francisco? Or
From San Francisco, definitely, because we already have, after Tuli program, we got two angel investors investing in us. After that, we found this investment company from Finland who invested in us, and now we're looking for a bigger round that we can actually like really scale things up. And we're talking about, like, actually talked with Chris about this as well, about their round size. We're kind of like, as a ballpark, it's not easy to do something like that in Finland. There's not that much. When you go to Silicon Valley, you will also see that, but there's much more money floating around. So like, when we talked about our seed round in there, everyone was asking like, why don't you just raise $1 million or $2 million? That's what everyone else is doing. And in here, when you go say something like that, and people like leave the room. Go ahead.
Who would you see as your biggest competitor?
We have a lot of basically, we don't, currently there's not similar services per se, but there's a lot of competition about the same clients. So basically freelancers and production companies, these like sound production companies can benefit from us, but they can also try to kind of like get us off the market if they wish. Because we might bring them more competition through our network. Go ahead.
Hey, before you said something about communities, musician communities, right? Here in Finland, how many people is involved in this community? Around?
I'll show you. I actually had it in this slide, but I removed it for some reason. But
For my question.
good question. Good question. And the first point about the whole thing is that it's no means in Finland. This is our community right now. We have over 15,000 sound designers and musicians from around 90 countries and all 6 continents. So this is basically the status at this point. From here you can see that United States is the biggest country when looking at countries, and then Europe as a continent is of course biggest because we're from here, and like our first customers and first designers from here as well. But this is the current state, and if I'm estimating our future plans correctly, we will have the double amount in a couple months.
Fantastic. Wow.
More questions? Go ahead.
Your CTO, I wonder how your average day looks like, you know? Like
My
you're
average
working-
day?
Are you programming or are you...
Yeah, up until a couple months ago, it was like basically 90% programming, 10% of business stuff, and then the rest 10% that was basically sales and contacting customers. And now it's, although I'm a CTO now, I'm also handling everything in the Helsinki part, so 80% of my day goes to contacting customers and talking with our customers and partners, and then like 20% goes into being a CTO and looking over the product, because we have a really good team that handles the product as well. So I'm only just bringing in the ideas and checking it at the end that it's as I said.
So you're working like 24/7?
Almost, yeah. Depends.
One last question.
Okay. Go ahead.
You don't allow Teosto Gramex members to participate.
What day is it? It's Wednesday. They were supposed to be in today, but yeah, go ahead.
So it means that you get only second rate people to your competitions.
Well, that's of course opinion question. If you apply for Teosto, you have to fill in a form and pay €100. If that makes you a professional, it's just a definition. But of course, we have been talking with Teosto quite a long time about letting their users in. It's not up to us; it's up to them, because they have like all the rights for the songs that the Teosto members make, so they cannot submit to these contests themselves. But we are actually really close to having contracts with Teosto. Of course, there's like hundreds of these similar organizations worldwide, but we are starting from Finland because we're from here, and we want to bring the business for the Finnish like Teosto members as well. Okay.
Okay.
I guess
Thank you,
that was
Arto.
it.
Thank you.
Thank you.